What if I told you there's a spiritual battle happening right now, and you are at the center of it? They tried to sell your soul to the devil, but they failed. Why? Because you're protected. In this video, we'll uncover the truth behind this cosmic tug-of-war and the untold power of the chosen ones. The world isn't just flesh and blood. It's a battlefield of light and darkness. If you've ever felt out of place, like the odds are stacked against you, or you've been betrayed by those closest to you, there's a deeper reason. This video dives into the 7 critical signs that prove you're a chosen one, why they couldn't deliver your soul to the devil, and how divine protection leads to the downfall of your enemies. 1. The unbreakable covenant. Your soul is a masterpiece, a unique creation resonating with a purpose far greater than worldly understanding. Think of it as a divine software coded by the ultimate creator, written with precision, intention, and love. When others attempt to tamper with this spiritual programming, whether through ill-intentioned rituals, manipulative contracts, or attempts to divert you from your path, they find themselves facing an unbreakable firewall. This isn't just poetic imagery. It's a reflection of spiritual reality. In spiritual terms, a soul bound to a higher purpose is one that carries a mission so deeply embedded in divine truth that it cannot be overwritten. This isn't about arrogance or superiority. It's about alignment with a frequency that transcends human comprehension. Such a soul operates on a wavelength of light and purpose that lower energies cannot penetrate. Imagine trying to decode an encrypted file without the right key. It's simply inaccessible. Many cultures and belief systems have explored the idea of spiritual contracts. These contracts are often thought to be agreements, whether made consciously or unconsciously, between individuals and spiritual entities. Sometimes, these agreements are benevolent, aiding one's growth and evolution. However, there are cases where these contracts are manipulative, aiming to control, exploit, or divert a person from their true path. Yet, when a soul's destiny is divinely sealed, such contracts become null and void. They are attempts to rewrite a cosmic narrative that has already been etched into the fabric of existence by the ultimate creator. To put it in modern terms, think of your soul's purpose as the source code of a highly advanced operating system. While others might try to install malware or create glitches, the system is protected by layers of divine encryption. These layers are reinforced by your choices, your connection to your higher self, and your faith in the Creator's plan. The attempts to override your soul's code fail not because they aren't determined, but because they lack the divine credentials to access it. Your spirit vibrates at a frequency of truth, love, and purpose. This frequency is like a radio signal that only aligns with the divine network. Those operating outside this network might hear faint static, but they cannot tune in. This is why your destiny remains intact. You are shielded not just by divine grace, but by your own resonance with higher truth. Understanding this isn't just empowering, it's transformative. It reminds you to trust in your inner knowing and to reject fear-based narratives. Your soul's purpose is not just protected, it is celebrated in the cosmic symphony of existence. So walk confidently, knowing that your path is divinely guided, and no external force can rewrite what the Creator has beautifully and purposefully designed. 2. The enemy's desperation. Your enemies made promises they couldn't keep, much like a person trying to sell a car they don't own. It's an audacious act, bold, but rooted in deceit. In life, there are people and forces that aim to control or manipulate, often by overpromising and underdelivering. The devil is the ultimate example of this behavior. Known as the father of lies, he thrives on deception and control, but his schemes have limits, especially when confronted by what belongs to God. Imagine this scenario. A con artist convinces someone to buy a luxury car at a bargain price. The buyer, captivated by the deal, hands over their money only to discover the seller never owned the car in the first place. The promise was hollow. Similarly, your enemies, be they people, circumstances, or spiritual forces, often make grand declarations to intimidate or mislead, but these promises collapse under the weight of truth. Why? Because they are built on lies, not substance. The devil, as a symbol of ultimate opposition, uses this tactic to sow doubt, fear, and confusion. His aim is control of hearts, minds, and situations. Yet when he realizes he cannot take what is consecrated to God, desperation sets in. The enemy's plans begin to unravel because they were never grounded in truth or divine authority. Psalm 24:1 reminds us, "The earth is the Lord's and everything in it, the world and all who live in it." If everything belongs to God, then no enemy can claim it legitimately. History and scripture are filled with examples of this unraveling. Pharaoh in Exodus enslaved the Israelites, promising them nothing but hardship. Yet when faced with God's power, his plans crumbled. The Red Sea didn't just part for Israel, it swallowed Pharaoh's army. Another example is Judas Iscariot, who sold Jesus for 30 pieces of silver, thinking he could derail God's plan. But his betrayal only fulfilled prophecy, and his own life descended into tragedy. When enemies make false promises, they sow seeds of their own destruction. Lies require constant upkeep, and when the weight becomes unbearable, collapse is inevitable. For you, this is a powerful lesson. Trust in God's sovereignty. What belongs to Him cannot be stolen, controlled, or corrupted. So when you feel opposition, remember this. Their promises are as empty as a thief selling what they don't own. Stay grounded in truth, knowing that the plans of the enemy will crumble under the weight of God's divine authority. Their desperation is their undoing, and your faith in God is your victory. 3. Divine protection is unmatched. Imagine a suit of armor, forged not from steel but from light, love, and divine intention, a shield so impenetrable that no darkness can pierce it. This is what spiritual protection feels like for those who are chosen, called, and destined for a higher purpose. It's not a tangible armor you can see, but its power is undeniable, and its presence is often felt in the way you've navigated life's storms. Take a moment to reflect. Have you ever faced situations that seemed impossible to survive? Maybe it was a toxic relationship that drained your soul, a betrayal that cut deep, or a period of despair that felt endless. Yet here you are, stronger, wiser, and unscathed in ways that defy logic. This isn't random. It's the work of a higher power wrapping you in a fortress of spiritual resilience. Throughout history, spiritual protection has been described in various ways. From the armor of God in Christianity to the concept of kavak in Hinduism, a mystical shield that guards against harm, these metaphors point to a universal truth. When you align with the divine source, you become untouchable by the forces of darkness. This doesn't mean life will be easy or free from pain, but it does mean that no evil can claim your soul or derail your purpose. One of the most fascinating aspects of spiritual protection is how it manifests. For some, it's an unshakable intuition, an inner voice that warns you of danger or guides you toward safety. For others, it's a series of coincidences that feel too perfect to be chance, like a friend calling at just the right moment or a sudden change of plans that steers you away from harm. Science might explain some of this as heightened awareness or subconscious decision-making, but the spiritually attuned know better. They recognize the unseen hand at work, orchestrating events and shielding them from harm. This divine protection often extends beyond the individual to those they care for, creating ripples of safety and light. But why are some chosen for this level of protection? It's not about superiority, but about purpose. Those who are meant to uplift, inspire, and heal often face the fiercest opposition. Darkness tries to extinguish the brightest lights. Yet it fails because these individuals are fortified by a power greater than any earthly force. So if you've ever wondered why you've survived what others could not, remember this: you are part of a divine plan. Your protection is a testament to your purpose. Wear your spiritual armor with pride, not as a shield against fear, but as a symbol of your unstoppable destiny. 4. Death becomes them. The idea that evil consumes itself is an age-old concept, present in spiritual teachings, folklore, and philosophy. It suggests that malicious intentions often carry the seeds of their own destruction, creating a cycle where harm rebounds on the perpetrator. Let's explore this notion with a blend of education and storytelling. Evil, in this context, refers to actions driven by malice, greed, envy, or a desire to harm others. These actions often stem from a place of personal weakness or insecurity. Rather than addressing their own flaws, people who act with harmful intent project negativity outward, hoping to destabilize or hurt others. However, this approach often has unintended consequences. Why? Because malevolence disrupts harmony, and the universe has a way of restoring balance. Imagine fire as a metaphor for malicious intent. When used carelessly, fire doesn't discriminate. It burns whatever it touches, including the one who wields it. History and spiritual traditions are replete with examples of this concept. In many stories, the villain's downfall is brought about not by external forces, but by their own actions. For example, in ancient Greek mythology, the story of King Midas warns of greed. Obsessed with wealth, Midas wished for the power to turn everything he touched into gold. This gift quickly became a curse, as he couldn't eat, drink, or even touch his loved ones without disastrous results. His downfall was a direct result of his own desires. Karma, a concept from Hinduism and Buddhism, is often described as the law of cause and effect. In simple terms, your actions, good or bad, inevitably come back to you. While some might view karma as mystical, it can be explained practically. Harmful actions often lead to guilt, paranoia, or exposure. Someone trying to harm another spiritually, for instance, may eventually reveal their intentions through erratic behavior or missteps. Let's take financial ruin as an example. A dishonest business person who manipulates others for profit might find themselves exposed, sued, or even ostracized. Their downfall isn't coincidental. It's a direct result of their actions. When people act with malice, they focus on destruction rather than growth. This short-sightedness blinds them to the consequences of their actions. Moreover, malicious intent isolates individuals, creating a lack of support when their schemes unravel. Malice in here is both sobering and empowering. Malice may seem powerful in the short term, but it's inherently unsustainable. The same energy used to harm others often ricochets back, bringing chaos to the perpetrator's life. For those on the receiving end of such negativity, take heart. Justice, whether through karma, fate, or natural consequences, tends to prevail. 5. The power of your light disrupts darkness. It's a profound statement with layers of truth and inspiration. When you enter a room, people sense your energy instantly. Some are drawn to you like moths to a flame, while others might shrink away, feeling unsettled or threatened. This phenomenon isn't coincidental. It's the natural result of carrying a unique presence, a light that cannot be dimmed. Light and darkness have always been at odds, symbolizing opposing forces in life. Hope versus despair, knowledge against ignorance, good challenging evil. But what makes your light so distinct? It's your authenticity, resilience, and a spark of something divine, a calling or purpose that sets you apart. This presence isn't self-made. It's cultivated through trials, growth, and a willingness to embrace who you are unapologetically. Psychologically, humans are attuned to energy. Light represents positivity, warmth, and safety, while darkness is often associated with fear, uncertainty, and discomfort. When you carry an undeniable light, people instinctively react to it. Those who are secure in themselves will find your presence refreshing, uplifting, and even inspiring. They love you because your light resonates with theirs, creating a synergy that feels empowering. However, not everyone welcomes light. For those consumed by negativity, insecurities, or hidden shadows, your brightness becomes a mirror reflecting their struggles. It can evoke feelings of envy, resentment, or even intimidation. This isn't because you've done something wrong. It's because your existence challenges the status quo of their inner darkness. Your light reminds them of possibilities they've denied or struggles they've yet to overcome. Biblically and metaphorically, the concept of light overcoming darkness is profound. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness is not overcome it, John 1:5. Your light signifies hope, change, and the inevitable triumph of truth and love. Darkness despises chosen ones, those with a purpose, because they illuminate paths that others are too afraid to tread. They become symbols of courage and perseverance, standing firm in the face of adversity. The key to sustaining your light is understanding its purpose. Light isn't just about being seen. It's about guiding, healing, and revealing. Stay grounded in humility, guard your energy, and let your light serve as a beacon for others. Not everyone will embrace it, but those who do will walk away better for it. Remember, light doesn't shout. It simply shines, and in doing so, it transforms everything it touches. 6. The role of betrayal. Betrayal is one of life's most profound pains, often inflicted by those we trust the most. But why does it seem to shadow certain individuals? The answer may lie in the spiritual and psychological dynamics of human relationships and personal purpose. When someone possesses a strong sense of divine purpose, a calling or mission that radiates through their actions, it can inspire admiration in some and provoke envy in others. Those closest to you, witnessing your growth and potential, may underestimate the significance of your journey. Instead of celebrating your progress, their insecurities twist into envy. This reaction isn't necessarily a reflection of your shortcomings, but rather of their internal struggles. The light you carry can cast shadows on their unaddressed fears and unfulfilled dreams. Historically, this theme repeats itself. Consider Joseph from the Bible, whose brothers betrayed him due to jealousy over his dreams of greatness. Their betrayal led to his slavery, imprisonment, and eventual rise to power as a leader who saved nations during famine. His suffering wasn't the end of his story. It was the crucible that refined him and brought him closer to fulfilling his destiny. Similarly, the betrayal of Jesus by Judas was instrumental in the ultimate act of redemption, underscoring that even acts of treachery can serve a divine purpose. From a psychological perspective, betrayal often stems from a combination of envy, greed, and insecurity. Those who betray frequently see the qualities they lack mirrored in you. Instead of striving for self-improvement, they seek to undermine you, believing it will elevate their status. Paradoxically, their attempts to harm you often become stepping stones on your path to success. Rather than viewing betrayal as a purely negative experience, consider it a test of resilience and faith. Every act of treachery forces you to reassess your relationships, strengthen your boundaries, and deepen your connection to your purpose. It's a painful but transformative process, one that aligns you more closely with your destiny. The key is not to let bitterness take root. Betrayal can easily become a tool of darkness in your life if it fosters resentment. Instead, let it sharpen your focus. Use the lessons learned to rise stronger. As the saying goes, a setback is a setup for a comeback. Each act of betrayal is like a slingshot pulling you back, only to launch you further forward. So, the next time betrayal comes knocking, remind yourself, it's not a derailment but a divine redirection. Trust the process, learn the lessons, and watch as the very act meant to destroy you becomes the catalyst for your greatest triumph. 7. The legacy of the chosen ones. Being a chosen one transcends mere survival. It's about embracing the responsibility of transformation, thriving, and creating a legacy that outlives you. The essence of being chosen isn't confined to destiny. It's rooted in the decisions you make, the battles you endure, and the light you carry into a world often shrouded in darkness. Your resilience and faith become the fuel that ignites others to rise above their struggles. The metaphor of a flame lighting 1,000 candles beautifully captures the ripple effect of personal growth and leadership. Fire symbolizes strength, warmth, and illumination. One small flame, though fragile, has the power to multiply without diminishing. Similarly, when you stand tall in the face of adversity, your courage sparks something extraordinary in others. You're not just surviving life's storms, you're setting an example of perseverance, showing others that they too can emerge stronger. Think of historical figures and unsung heroes who thrived against the odds. Nelson Mandela endured 27 years of imprisonment yet emerged as a beacon of hope and reconciliation, leaving a legacy of justice and unity. His resilience inspired millions to challenge systemic oppression and seek change. Such individuals didn't merely exist. They thrived, turning personal struggles into platforms for societal transformation. Your story is no different. Everyone faces battles, whether external or internal. The key lies in how you navigate them. Faith, whether in yourself, a higher power, or the collective good, plays a pivotal role. It's the unwavering belief that better days lie ahead, even when shadows loom large. This belief becomes contagious. People are naturally drawn to those who radiate hope and strength. Science even supports this idea. Studies on emotional contagion reveal that positivity spreads within communities, enhancing collective resilience. When you thrive, you elevate others. Your journey becomes a map for those lost in their darkness. A reminder that the human spirit is unbreakable. Being chosen isn't just about uplifting others. It's about leaving a legacy. What mark will you leave on the world? Will your light fade with you, or will it continue to illuminate paths for generations to come? Thriving means pursuing your purpose relentlessly, whether through art, innovation, activism, or simply being a pillar of support to those around you. In the end, being chosen isn't a destination. It's a continuous journey of growth and impact. Your resilience transforms you into a lighthouse for others, guiding them to safer shores. Like a flame igniting countless others, your light spreads, ensuring that even in the darkest moments, hope endures. The world may try to break you, but it cannot own you. Remember, no matter what they promised or tried, they failed because you're chosen. Their downfall is inevitable, but your rise is unstoppable. Stay strong, stay faithful, and know this. If this video resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Let's spread